I didn't leave to prove a point. I didn't leave to punish her. I left because staying would have destroyed me. When love starts to feel like a war zone, when your heart begins to doubt the only person it used to beat for, you don't wait for the final blow. You walk away, even if every step feels like a knife in your chest. And I did. I walked away with a shattered heart. And for the longest time, I believed she moved on, that I meant nothing, that she never looked back. Until one day, I saw her standing in the rain, and suddenly everything I thought I knew about her unraveled in front of me. We used to be inseparable. Late-night drives with no destination, dumb little inside jokes, whispers in the dark about dreams, fears, and forever. It wasn't perfect, but it felt real, at least to me. But sometimes people drift, not because they stop caring, but because they stop trying. And that's exactly what she did. The little things began to vanish. The good morning texts, the way she used to wake up for me, the spark in her eyes when I walked into the room. I kept telling myself it was a phase, that life was just overwhelming, that love like ours couldn't just fade away. But it wasn't a phase. It was her pulling back bit by bit until I was the only one still holding on. The night it broke, I had cooked dinner, candles, her favorite wine. Nothing fancy, just intentional. She came home late, didn't notice the effort, barely kissed me hello. I asked if something was wrong. She said she was tired. I believed her, until her phone lit up and I saw the message from him. It wasn't explicit. It wasn't even romantic. But it was familiar, too familiar. The kind of comfort she used to share with me. The way she smiled at the screen when she thought I wasn't looking told me more than words ever could. That night, I didn't yell, didn't accuse, didn't beg. I simply walked into our room, packed a small bag, and left. For weeks, she didn't call, didn't text, didn't chase me. And maybe that was her way of respecting my space. Or maybe I really didn't matter as much as I thought I did. That silence was deafening. It told me what her lips never had the courage to say. You were easier to let go than I expected. So I did the only thing I could. I rebuilt. New apartment, new routine, new scars I learned to carry quietly. But at night, I'd lie there wondering, was it me? Was I not enough? Was she happier without me? I kept those questions buried, until one rainy afternoon, life answered them for me. It was a cold October day. Skies smeared with gray, rain falling in soft rhythmic waves. I had just come out of the pharmacy, hood up, head down, trying to shield myself from the downpour. That's when I saw her across the street, standing still. No umbrella, no jacket, just standing in the rain, looking directly at me. My heart stopped. She looked different, paler, thinner, like she hadn't slept in weeks. But her eyes, God, her eyes were the same, and they were locked on me. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to run. The other part, it was already walking toward her. I crossed the street, rain soaking through my clothes, heartbeat louder than the thunder above us. When I reached her, I didn't say a word. Neither did she. Just silence. And then her lips parted. I didn't know how to face you, she whispered, her voice shaky, almost broken. I thought you hated me, she continued. So I stayed away. But not a day went by that I didn't think about you. I stayed quiet. She stepped closer. I want to call so many times, but I knew I didn't deserve to hear your voice. Her hands were trembling. I messed up, she said. I didn't cheat, but I gave someone else the part of me that was supposed to be yours. And that's something I'll regret for the rest of my life. I looked at her. Rain was dripping from her lashes. Her lips quivered from the cold, but there was no lie in her eyes. Only pain and honesty, something I hadn't seen in a long time. I don't want to undo the past, she said softly. I just want to say I'm sorry. Not because I want you back, but because you didn't deserve to carry that hurt alone. I felt something shift inside me. A part of me that had stayed numb for months thawed. I reached into my coat pocket, handed her a napkin I had grabbed from the store earlier. She laughed through the tears. Still thoughtful, she said. I smiled just a little. We stood there for a few more moments. Not as lovers, not even as friends. Just as two people who had loved, lost, and finally told the truth. I'm glad you're okay, she said. So am I replied. She turned to walk away. And for the first time since I left, I didn't feel broken. I felt free. To anyone still holding on to a ghost, sometimes closure doesn't come when you need it. Sometimes it shows up months later, standing in the rain, asking for forgiveness. And sometimes the greatest act of healing is letting someone speak their truth, even if it's too late to start again. If the story moves something in you, drop a comment below. If you've ever had to walk away from someone you loved, you're not alone, and you're stronger than you think. Because sometimes the goodbye you fear becomes a peace you never knew you needed.